most of the moves considering the NPC meta. So we'll see if they can provide here as we jump on in. It's OpTic Texas taking on G2 Minnesota to get our qualifier weekend started. Let's get it on.
And I love to see OpTic playing Den Hardpoint to start off this series because they have yet to play it in this stage, but you saw what happened to them in that grand finals. For maps they have felt so much comfort on, like Scar, you got basically a 100-point club there. So you cannot allow yourself to play all these other maps and forget the bread and butters. So going into Den, this has been comfortable for them ever since stage 2. It's been mixy for the P1, only 20 seconds remaining, but OpTic have yet to flip the map.
Yeah, that was a nice little mini route being hit by G2 to establish some control over couches, catching Mercules a bit by surprise. OpTic working on it though, as Shotzzy's going to make his way over towards the front doors at P2. Nice stun coming through. Shotzzy just bounces over, finds the kill. Hook able to provide one in response, as now it's just down to Nasty. And how about Nasty? He's taking care of 3. He's got Dashy really low, wants to finish it off, but over Chals, and now OpTic are in through couches.
Yeah, I've been waiting to see Nasty in this case here on G2 because I feel like he hasn't been as consistent as he once was, but obviously new team things, there's new things that we have to work on quickly. But for now, OpTic is still trying to lock down this P2 time. They have the back spawns. They don't have any trophy systems. Those stuns and nades are impactful, and G2 already in their face.
Yeah, not bad. Trying to contest from the front here. 30 seconds to fight for. Dashy with an SMG in the hand. They're only able to find one, though. Good damage onto the second. Does that supply maybe an opportunity for Hook to pop off? No, not quite. It's Nasty again. 7 and 3 for Nasty. Give him 8. How about it? Nasty is moving right now. OpTic still spawning in, but from the front, a really solid job from G2 to get things held and at least contest the majority of that P2.
Yeah, you basically walk away with at least 30 seconds. Don't really allow OpTic to get any time there at that hard point. Now Nasty's gonna end out that time with on 6 in a row. And you're already winning gunfights off the rotation. So this is the teamwork aspect I wanted to see from G2. It's coming to fruition. They're trading out effectively.
Crimp, the one responsible for Gojo. First one, an easy one. Does he get more than that? Doesn't need it. Backs up. Lets his teammates do the work for them. And that's absolutely perfect from G2. They are in the lead. And with 40 seconds, they're starting to put some pressure on OpTic on the right side of the map.
Yeah, Scott's just getting all the info, though, even though he quickly falls. Going to set up Crep potentially for a couple kills here. And even with the team kills, technically it can count for 2. So you still have the advantage in the numbers to hold down for this final 30 seconds. But this is the wave. You want to chain those kills with pressure. Dashy's going to fly on in for the first. Crep effective on the trade. Crep got it too. But it's still OpTic trying to hold on to Dojo. They are effective on these kills.
Well, this is down to Hercules, last one standing, and eventually Nasty will come back up off the life and get himself, again, more scrap time here for G2. But as you calmed, OpTic with that little bit of a back and forth will set themselves up for a new. Look at Shotzzy's position. He is forcing the G2 spawns to be all the way back through the middle. Crep's going to find just one player into the hard point. Easy win right there, and all of a sudden, that stretch from Shotzzy means that OpTic have to try to break from the front.
Yeah, that was just a whole lot of trust there from Shotzzy into his teammates, thinking, all right, you guys are who you are. You should be able to hold down the back push without me. And then once you guys get that wave of kills, they're going to be spawning so far out, they're not going to stand a chance at this. But that's a risk that you are willing to take, I guess, if you're the green wall, because on your second attempt, Shotzzy flies on in and gets 3. OpTic right back in.
Yeah, interesting here. 25 seconds to the hard point, but OpTic make the decision of allowing G2 to spawn over towards Dragon side, thinking they can just hold this from the interior. But Kremp gives you the opener, make it more than the opener. He gets everything. 3 in the feed for Kremp. Skies finishes off the 4th. And yeah, remember that hard point right there, depending on how this map outcome comes through, because there are a lot of decisions there for OpTic that really ultimately don't benefit them much.
Yeah, whenever OpTic finds success on Den HP, it's usually through that P4 hard point. They're the best team at map control. Shotzzy just trying to stall out time because you know the nuke is on the opposite side, ready to set up the pinch. He finds 1 kill. Now we have the time.
Yeah, and you've got a little bit more control here from Hercules through the front side at couches. Dashy keeping his eyes up as G2 are split spawning on the map right now. Envoy trying to keep his life to set up a pinch, but he will be shut down. And now as for G2, all of it coming from the front of the map. Hook right there still holding that position. He's good for 3 in a row. Looking for 4, ends up going to the mantle to find Crap, and then the shots on the Nasty are exquisite. Envoy for a trade allows G2 to contest a little while longer. With 15 seconds left in the hard point, OpTic are in control.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic HP from OpTic. So many layers that have been created. Allow them to be able to free roam and just hold down their angles to lock down a majority of that time, but this is where you cannot afford to drop. Every kill from this point on is going to spawn you all the way across the map. Mercury's going to be the one all the way out at rooftops, and it's G2 playing for the spawns.
Position away, but Kremp's there to meet him. So G2 will confirm that they have spawn control, but OpTic are still in the hard point. But Mercury's pushes out. Not sure if he was affected by a possible nade or something of the nature, but that's enough for G2 to try to get them way up the staircase, and with that, also push OpTic out. A little bit of a pinch play getting set up here for Texas as we jump over to see how the comms listen in to OpTic.
Out of time. No shot call. No shot call. One absolute crash.
Not hitting all. Yeah, they're gonna be mid. I'm playing it all. Yeah, back to me, Mark.
P1 Carla.
This guy spawns right?
Yo, middle me still, Carla.
They spawn behind me? Yeah, yes. They should.
Short one shot. Yo, he's P1 Carla. That's side behind you. One lockers.
Make cut Kyler.
Take your time now.
He went to pitch again. Don't drop me dead.
I'm pitching.
Good shit, good. No, I mean Kyler.
I'm with you. Let's be here.
Shotsy, I think. Yes. I still have a trophy now. I'm making him a lead. I'm Kyler weak. I have the next guy weak on you.
He's the challenge.
All three sit out.
I'm coming.
Hold off, piece. Lockers, all there. Run for the head. Watch hand.
Last this week. Okay, when our breaks are mid, okay?
Hold scams. Yeah. One can be mid. Last guy fell mid.
Yeah. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
I'm on time.
I have dojo. Nothing under dojo.
Guarantee kill him.
Nothing under me.
One shot on time.
They're gonna try flipping us. Two mid cut. They're not on the side.
Make up Brandon.
One pitch mid. Back. Play your kills. Yo, I'm going front you.
Time and 2 on you.
Let's go.
Down. Listen, one hit.
Dragon. What's that? What's absolute dragon? Outer new dashy. That's it. Dragon. Shouting.
You got me.
Well, I'm sure most of you guys realize OpTic's perspective, G2's comms, as we rotate over to P4, and OpTic are making a bit of a mess of this here for G setup that looks a little bit more in control here for OpTic.
Yeah, already way better than the last go around of the P4. No one taking an extreme amount of space. You're playing tight to shut down the first wave, but on the first wave, G2 are more effective right now in the slaying department until Mercules flies on them with the NPC. So now all 4 dead, you create that extra space, and this is why OpTic love themselves some dead HP off of this P4.
Yeah, and this one feels like I kind of talked about, like a little bit more in control, you know, during that middle of the listen, and we were kind of talking. It just kind of feels like OpTic is trying to really push the boundaries of this hard point on the map in particular. Just how far, how much can they get away with? Hercules right back into the hard point. Good for 2. Envoy looking for a double of his own, but Hook will shut that down, and OpTic will retain this lead of about 30 points as we rotate back to P1.
Yeah, now you're up by 30, 35. You already have space being taken by Shotzzy, but he doesn't execute on a kill. So now it's on Big Bruce to lock it down with the M15. But you're willing to take this if you are OpTic, because they're not getting time, you're not getting time until the kills go down, and now you get all 4.
Yeah, you got a route developing from Kremp, trying to just get something going here. It's been a long stretch of hard points that have favored OpTic. Kremp, a couple of shots, gives away his position. He'll be stunned into place. Envoy from the front creates a chance here for G2 to work this pitch. Shots are out. Hercules will drop, and G2 still holding onto the favorite side of the map. Good read onto Shotzzy, who just kind of lingers midair for a little bit longer than maybe Skies would have anticipated. And wow, nasty shots, connecting for a lot of damage, but can't find a single kill. Now OpTic are trying to flip the map around.
Yeah, just the way that OpTic played that, it doesn't get any better. Like, they know that G2 have the better side of the map, but they know that G2 aren't willing to give up any time. So play for the wave of kills and eventually put them in a position where they are going to be forced to give up this time. Now you're up by 70. One break is always to fly.
Yeah, that's nasty. Pushing a little bit too far forward at the rooftops, and with the limited amount of members for G2, they just aren't able to lock the spawns. So now it's just down to the battle for the hardpoint. Hook's able to find 2. Skies with a response. G2 still in the mix, but losing numbers quickly. Crap trying to hang, trying to keep his life as long as possible, but OpTic secured the break. They still hold the spawns, and unless Nasty can put together a 3-piece, OpTic are going to get close to win condition.
Yeah, but you know, if you are G2, you do have an opportunity here with a couple close spawns coming in towards the back lines. OpTic give them an opportunity, but just not blocking it. So still 15 seconds here. OpTic don't have a chance at winning, but they are still finding every single kill in the feed. This is only going to make your job a whole lot easier off the rotation. The game is going to end here.
Yeah, it sure feels that way. It's going to be over the 240 mark for OpTic. A 4-man hit for G2 trying to get this to another hard point. Nice nade from Shotzzy. Connects for 1, SMG for the other. Kremp does get a double of his own, though. Numbers now for G2 if they can get through Dashy. Then you've got to. You'd have to find a way to get through. Things to work on, but it feels like it's just buffing out a couple of scratches, not necessarily rebuilding the car.
Without a doubt. So let's see what they can put on display here on Gridlock. It's Gonna be G2 on the offense first. You know the Sky's probably gonna be running the sniper, but as an M15 for this occasion. A 3-1 split. Crep being the island player just to draw the attention, but the axe's on the opposite side. First blood goes to Nasty, and the bomb is instantly going down.
And I love this route timing from Kremp as well. He's going to clean up behind the A defense that's rotating over. Hook will get Nasty as one trade comes out, but Envoy playing over in the corner will have an opportunity to set up Kremp for the split from top to bottom. OpTic looking for a brawl over towards Showers. Shotzzy pushing through, does not get affected by what was intended to be a stun to block this position. But some respect to be given. Envoy a little poke over towards the backside of Towels. Doesn't really see much in terms of a kill potential, but he's got the read that OpTic are here.
Yeah, OpTic are back him all the way up though, so no need to waste any more time. Let's just get this bomb down and play our post plant. We have every single angle being watched and prepare for the push.
Yeah, Kremp's going to go all the way around through overpass. This is going to take some time for the pinch, so the play from G2 from the front needs to generate some success. And it's not starting off all that well. Now Kremp has to create something. Skies will give you one, but Kremp's gonna have to do the rest of the work himself. 1v2 to go, and the shots just aren't able to land. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you don't want to be able to just run right through hole because you don't, outside of being inside a small, don't give away that position for free. It works out beautifully. So 2 good offenses. Sky's now gonna pull out the recon. Dashy, I'm sure, is gonna play a little bit more cautiously by himself towards B this time around. Small peek through Grandma's window. Lots of damage from Envoy into Shotzzy, but again, that's just a little information gathering route from OpTic, and they will hold their defensive setup.
Yeah, Dashy's rotated from B Street all the way to the mid map. Teammate was feeling a little bit of pressure, but off the rotation, G2 are thinking we can try to retake through Showers. Crep is gonna fall first. Oh man, Shotzzy still staying proactive, finds another kill and destroys Skies. 5 in a row, 1v3 for Envoy.
That's a small window that Shotzzy says I can fit through that, no problem. Oh goodness, that is a beautiful.
Having fun.
Yeah, Hook, nice nade. Lands over towards the interior at Showers, finds first blood. Shotzzy getting aggressive through B. Defender underneath him, and Kremp did not expect that. He smokes himself to safety. Sky's taking away some space here. Front side of the A bomb, but needs to be a little bit cautious because there are a handful of angles that he could be shelled from. And oh, he's actually gonna try to push back up through hole. Must have been a miscomm there for G2, thinking that it was gonna be a play at B.
Yeah, that's exactly what Skies must have heard there, because just the commitment to push through broken hole like that. Teammates are probably thinking we spotted someone on this side of the map, but now OpTic bamboozle you. Getting the bomb planted at A, still have the numbers. Kremp and Nasty working the bench.
Yeah, and this is going to be avidly watched by OpTic, knowing A, who's involved with it, but B, knowing that they hadn't seen anything from the front side, and that is about as good as it gets. Yeah, I mean, there must have been a miscomm right there. I mean, there's no way Caesar's going to run through a hole with a... So this is already different than when G2 had their opening attack success. They were able to find Dashy for first blood. This time they do catch Shotzzy, try to play into ice cream. So bomb will be planted. Good help from Kremp over the top to keep it safe. And now they're looking to hunt RG2. Up top through the ladder. Merc gets the first couple of shots, wins his gunfight cleanly. Now the response from Hook on the backup towards B. Couple of shots, but G2's post plant still feeling pretty comfortable, especially with that win onto Hook. Merc, last one left. 1v3 from the other side of the street. First 2 are good. Oh my goodness, he almost gets the shots onto Nasty, but Nasty's out of there. Plenty of time for Mercules to try to set something up though. There's the shoulder. It's pistol shots from Nasty, but as the chase down comes through, yeah, you can see it in the player cam. Merc knows he doesn't have the time, and he's not happy about it. Wants that one back.
He had a really good chance at clutching them all around. This is what you love to say, Al. Kill the noise, cause some doubt. Nades hit over at Shower side. G2 are thinking, all right, the play's going to be here, but now OpTic playing the mind games.
Yeah.
G2 take some space in towards Showers, and they're going to instantly be into this fight.
Yeah, as I say, I mean, killing the noise there doesn't really necessarily create the doubt when G2 are taking space away, but the trades come through 3v3. OpTic trying to get aggressive over towards the front at A. They will push G2 completely out of small, but ooh, Shotzzy. Wow. I'll say, I mean, it looked like he should have been dead to rights, but he's able to find the first before being traded. 2v2. Kremp has not been seen yet on this long pinch. But Skies is looking for a full rewrap outside of small. He's gonna have to come back to the play, not especially as Hook's been seen. This is easier said than done. Both players right here for OpTic. Skies gets his one. Kremp gonna hop on for the defuse. Does Dashy bother to even try to check this? He's gonna be too far away. And G2 will get a defense to tie us at 3.
Just good plays right there out of Kreb. Just him showing.
You wonder if they just get a little bit closeted, but that secondary push to take away space was pretty much everything for G2 in that last round. A little bit of patience here for G2's next attack. Not looking for the same thing over towards B. The conditioning has been established, though. Dashy has called for Shotzzy to help him at B. So it's a more limited defense here at A. The stuns aren't landing, though, so Hook staying safe in this position could catch G2 off guard.
No, but Dashy does find the first blood, so Hook is quickly going to be able to answer it, but now Hook is going to be surrounded by multiple players on the side of G2. He's not able to get out. So G2 now with the numbers, got to choose wisely when they're going to go for this defuse. You got some info onto Dashy. Now we might want to work it.
Yeah, Shotzzy in the back. Skies only has a pistol. Should be free, but no, Skies. Huge shots. Do you expect that Dashy, though? It's going to be playing around the same area. Cramped it with a delay maybe long enough to allow a teammate to get his trade, and that is indeed the case. Couple in a row here. G2 putting it. OpTic. Look at what to show some force at B here. Dashy's got the scope for one of the first offenses we've seen him with it. Nasty shoulder may have seen the glint, but likely not to know that Mercules has pushed up this far. Shotzzy lucky to be alive as that push through mid was responded to nicely by G2. And the bomb is actually not a part of this play. So once more, Shotzzy is just trying to time out this route to see if he can catch G2's defense off guard, and Dash is going to push forward. He'll see one. That should be enough for Shotzzy to go, but oh, you lose two. Now Shotzzy has to make a play, and Krep's going to find all three. Last one left alive is the bomb carrier and Hook.
Such a great heads-up play there from Kreb. He starts off
the mid-round adaptations and adjustments have been pretty much perfect in terms of their in-game calling. Smoke putting some pressure onto this A defense. OpTic have largely challenged it, though, so they should know that this is not actually a hit towards A. It'll have Shotzzy primed and ready to go, but he will fall. Kremp's got the beat onto Dashy, who was trying to help through the small room on the side, and that is going to be enough for G2 4v2 post plant.
Yeah, the act of surprise right now for OpTic. Even with the lead blocker and Shotzzy staying alive for so long, no one's able to retrieve it because Skies is keeping it safe.
Yeah, and that's just kind of what has been a staple of OpTic's identity on Overload. Hold your line, let Shotzzy spawn up, and let him try to create a route. And then if he falls, hold your line, wait for Shotzzy to spawn up, and he'll try to create a route. That's just kind of what OpTic have done, largely speaking, in the last handful of Grand Finals. And this time, Shotzzy has gotten through the G2 setup, but he will not know that Envoy is also right here. So now it's just down to what damage shots he can pull. He gets a couple of kills, but it's negligible as G2 are still able to set up their hold.
So a minute and 30 already wiped off of the round, and we've yet to put that EMP past the 50-yard line. But OpTic now had an opportunity to try to get the first score in. Mercules with a double frag. You're going to be out the play if you're Nasty, so OpTic get on the board first. Quickly take care of it.
Yet. Instead, it's Nasty working on a play through mid. Shotzzy once again. Off spawn, trying to hit her out. Timing this time works out nicely, and G2's efforts of trying to play over to the OpTic side of the map has largely been stifled.
Yeah, that's a big read coming out of Mercules, too. Because there was no one watching the pitch, but crept through the front door, locates 3. That is just unexpected.
Correct.
Continuing to shine if you are. Can earn himself a Hellstorm and is already in a position to at least shut down this next EMP.
Yeah, I know OpTic critics are going to be like, Shotzzy, why are you so far out of the play? Well, you don't expect that Kremp by himself is going to get a 3-piece in front of OpTic's setup. So that's just a special moment for Kremp, now on 7 in a row, looking for a Hellstorm. Shots into Shotzzy, damage. Oh, as he responds back to Hook. Huge spin on 8 in a row. Hellstorm earned, G2 controlling through the rooftops, and Kremp is trying to see how hot the hand is. Nearly takes care of Dashy. Envoy confirms the elimination, but not enough space for the EMP to make its way over to score at A.
Yeah, so OpTic able to get the stop, and now Nasty here. Try to be a nuisance, but gets read by Dashy. So now trying to work out his spawn, pushing it over towards rooftop. Shotzzy becoming the lead blocker. Has already put himself in a good position, and he finds a kill. So this is going to be a complete open goal. Both players from G2 not into play. OpTic have the lead.
Yeah, and this is just going to be resetting for G2, trying to get a counter cap by getting Envoy in position top room. And there he is. Shotzzy will make himself known with that kill on a Kremp, as the EMP was likely about to rotate over and find a free score. Instead, it's going to be Nasty to grab. Through the actual point itself, Skies finds a couple. Last gunfight for Envoy is there, and it's going to be another score for G2. We're tied at 2.
Yeah, and the reset's going to be over here towards this B side. So if you are OpTic, you quickly got to work this pace route, and thankfully Shotzzy finds that opening. So G2 know that they're going to be surrounded from both sides. We need to clutch up and win a wave of gunfights to make it.
Yeah, trying to make their way over. Sky is not in the proper position to stop that through bookcase. Just too far away on patio, and you're right. Hello is correct because why are we that far away? But OpTic will take advantage. 3-2 now the count, 35 seconds to play with. EMP over towards rooftop side. Good first win from Krem. This is where he was able to pop off the last time, but this will be one of those moments that Hook will set himself up for a defensive stand. Playing over to the top of the box, not able to get there is Skies, and it looks like we could be headed for an overtime at the end of the first half with OpTic in control of the EMP.
Yeah, and look at where those spawns are coming in for G2. No one close over towards Doja, but at least you have some presence through mid-cut. Nasty's able to force that gunfight over through couches. Mercury's just trying to at least allow his teammates to stay alive, and the trigger discipline looking to make the big time play. But doesn't spot out Envoy. Now there's an extra 30 seconds, and Hook is getting pressured.
Azin's in 40 HP, stays alive, but will he expect a player in couches? No, he will not. G2 stop the extra time, and we'll switch the sides.
Mercury's now has to fill the gap. It's a standoff here on Cabo. OpTic don't want that reset to go down. They want to be able to maintain the map control and force G2 to come to them. They're trying to do it from mid-cut. They're trying to do it from Cabo side. Krep is getting pushed back, but Nasty finding kills and response is only going to continue to slow down OpTic.
Yeah, and really, I mean, if you're OpTic, you're fine with this because it's killing so much of the clock. As the leader,
nice
I mean, you can kind of see like who continued to come off a spawn and was wondering if G2 is hitting a long route. G2 just kind of setting their feet, playing some defense, and now we're starting to get some forward motion from OpTic, already making their way through that Godheady archway. Shotsy for one, Hook another, EMP though down, and Skies will clean things up. 1v1 with Dashy, not gonna work out. Can we get there to help in time? Nasty on the cross, yes. G2 hold, and now they are in control with 3:15 of the clock.
Yeah, OpTic was just playing for G2 to make the first mistake.
Yeah,
and they almost were able to capitalize on it. Thankfully able to get back to players are, and with the others who coming off the respawn, all you have to do is just not kill each other. Unfortunately for Skies, that frag pounced on your teammate's head, so OpTic get the stop, and now with 2 minutes left, you already have players pushed out to lead black at this 8 point. You just need the EMP carrier to get through this wave.
Well, trades are looking good. Hook able to find a couple. One more, not going to happen. Envoy right there, but here's the follow-up. Merc does a little bit of damage. Dashy trusted to find the kill and pick up the EMP, and then the shots from Merc are beautiful. But the EMP, wait, it doesn't get through. Kremp's able to find the kill on the Dashy. Shotsy right behind the play. Can't quite get over the threshold. Oh my goodness, I thought Dashy was going to be able to clear. A pivot point to quickly grab and score through Dojo. But instead, Mercury's putting pressure on the EMP. The G2 have to find a way to get the map back into their name. 45 seconds before potential overtime. Cramp just dives on into the Dojo walls. He will drop. Trade still decent for G2. Can you find these last couple? Easier said than done as Mercury's gives you one. Shotsy still holding ground, and OpTic are going to spawn up to defend this right on top of the A zone. Under 30. Desperation time for G2.
So quick at filling the gaps, but G2 give themselves another shot. Reset goes down. OpTic have Dojo control, and all you want to do is just try to finesse, try to stay alive as long as you can. But as long as Shotsy is making plays like that, your life is going to be in hell. 10 seconds left. OpTic got mid-map. It might be GG.
Envoy has to win this map right here, but he's not able to get back through the side cut, and OpTic will survive map number 3. But I will say, and I hate to kind of
your teammates, if you are nasty, love to play. Used to have a nickname for it called Prep Losses. You're hoping to God that we can spark that spark again. Prep already flying on in with 2, but OpTic maintaining statue control. They should be able to lock this down.
Yeah, I looked for it. I mean, that's just good statue control for OpTic, but Envoy unpredictably spawns behind at P2, makes safe that position, and now Skies is following up to fill the gaps. Dashy on the outside, not going to be able to do too much in the face of 4 SMGs right now for G2. No one was surprised. And with 15 seconds remaining, OpTic are going to be a little bit late to this rotation. Krep trying to get the read, not able to find the timing onto Shotsy. So now it's up to Skies to try to hold his life. And he is going to be stuck behind P2. Oh, and Shotsy gets the perfect read, deals with it, and now OpTic are in control.
Shotsy's just so fast on his decision making, especially when it's the final 15 to 20 seconds of that old time. Krep's thinking, I've rotated at 17. There's no way he's gonna continue to get the jump there on the Shotsy. Now OpTic technically winning the rotation over towards P2, but not blocking up the back spawns gives G2 the opportunity to just walk on in for free.
Yeah, speaking of Nasty saying thank you very much, just closing his eyes and then opening them, finding himself behind the play. That works out nicely. G2 with the flip, 30 seconds of scrap time, looking like almost a guarantee right now based on OpTic's position. Envoy shut down from the front, though. May create an opportunity for OpTic to flood on in. Shotzzy trying to give that an effort. Hook working with him on the pinch through P1, and they will find a way to flip that timeout. Wow, I would have figured with that setup that G2 was going to get a perfect read on it, but they don't win the gunfights they need to, and OpTic will be the winners of the scrap time.
Yeah, but you're not really disappointed with that if you are G2, because they break you in the final 15 seconds. This is going to allow you to win the rotation over towards New, but this is where we need to value our life. Already the first kill going in favor of the New, showing presence in towards green tunnel, just pushing G2 back. They are uncomfortable, and this is going to lead to an easy break for OpTic.
Yes, it will. Who from tunnel of that container position. Skies follows with the M15 for a double. He's going to help out into the point for a third. Okay. Cramp trying to get forward will fall. Envoy establishing some pressure to the middle of the map. But Skies is in trouble right now on the hardpoint. Needs help. Contest is already here. Envoy able to finally make that route develop. But still in and contesting is Dashy. And OpTic are continuing to put pressure on through tunnel. It's leaving Skies on an island.
Yeah, but all of these kills that G2 are getting is not leading to any time. You're currently up by 10 with the new roster. You're expecting the communication to be flowing. So let's go to a listening with G2.
Yeah, here. Tunnel right now.
I got you. Got it, Brandon. I'm in the back. I'm not even challenging him. Nothing new. Brandon, watch out. I'll come. Absolutely. One to me. Back my yellow flag. On time.
He went to in and out. In right now.
I'm putting out. Curious center.
They're both there. I have a trophy echo.
It's 200 hill. I didn't even forget. One more in a tree.
I'm reloading. Sun outer.
You have a trophy already? I'll put you better. I have a 10 No, I don't think so. There's two on all down.
Deep out. Make a shoot.
Yeah.
But we got.
Nice. Outer good.
One shot, shot him.
Yeah, challenge inner.
He's a bullet.
Still bad.
Ant's gonna be close again.
Outer game's dead. Nice. 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 Last guy, probably do. Down this guy.
I'm trying. Outer set you do. Heavy set. One below. He chowed over and then one outer set.
One shot. P4 door. One shot.
I'm one shot.
Nice. We're good. We're all yellow. I have a trophy now.
I have tunnel.
My shit.
I can help you take this.
Inhale, no. There's no Brandon. Nice one there.
You didn't chow. Nothing else there.
I'm coming up. Play the stairs.
One shot through door. 3P2 one time. Third door still hurt. And P2.
Brandon, one shot. No one's on top.
More there.
Tunnel, one shot. On you weak. No time. Statue.
Statue in time. Statue. ACD weak. Absolute 8 search.
Both one shot. Both absolute.
Take our time here. ACD. I stopped this regen. You can run him.
Dead. Statue. I'll cover me. Outer merc.
He's ACD. In there. Jump out.
Kyle, watch that. I'm right there. P4. I have all the right. They should be
20 yellow.
Yeah, hitting around. Tunnel, shot you. At P4. I'm about to roll.
Yeah, really nice stuff, honestly, from G2. I mean, they're taking advantage of OpTic, just trying to really looking comfortable inside the time right now for P2. They're just missing the spawns.
Yeah, and I don't know if you had this on your bingo card, Al. Envoy outslaving Kremp on Kremp losses. He is having himself a generational map here with this NPC. Really dictating the pace, pushing out extra space, and just finding kill after kill. Allowing his teammates to be free to soak up as much time as they possibly can, but this is a good sequence here for OpTic. They have those back spawns. They're going to be able to soak up this final 20 and at least cut the deficit to 30.
Yeah, they keep making the most of some pretty poor situations, like just by evaluation. Like, oh, man, we lost spawns. We're going to hit from the front. Oh, we still find 20 seconds of scrap time. But Sky is showing off his NPC prowess, able to find 2, and that gives G2 numbers on rotation to New. Mercules, the only defender here for OpTic, just trying to play his life, keep himself alive while the rest of the team is trying to work on routes through yellow. Envoy, they're still right there to make. Feeling the hot hand, but Hook eventually finds the kill. But G2 currently in the time. OpTic working on the full surround, though.
And now it's all on to Scott to try to hold down this power spot. The NPC is going to make it a little bit easier. He's able to almost locate 3, but that at least sets up Envoy for the finding double. Now try to control the spawns because the nuke is the only one trying to value his life over towards yellow. Nasty does not spot him. Hook makes the impactful kill on the pitch, and this is where OpTic can have that turning point in the game. They are finding every single kill, just need one more.
And Hook's able to keep his life, not able to get the regen as wow, he'll watch a G2 Minnesota player spawn right up on his corpse. Shotzzy there to follow up. Maybe he didn't expect that Kremp was still there, actually. Kremp's going to turn that into 2. Envoy now to join him on the rotation. 148 plays 113 heading into our second P4. And the first 2 kills are good for G2. But the spawns aren't open yet. Now they're about to be. What happens? Will G2 still win this spawn position? Yes, they will. But OpTic have numbers. They're hitting around.
The second set, we're hitting these long routes to play for those back spawns. And it's making it more difficult for G2, but they shut down that wave. And now with 40 seconds left, OpTic are going to be put in that same scenario. How do we decide to break in towards this money hill? And it's got to be with routes. They find the initial 2.
Yeah, and this is another moment where OpTic are really just defaulting to one player, trying to open up space through P1 in the middle of the map. Everyone else is just hitting from the front, and there we go again. Just hit this thing from the front, just bang it out. That seems to be the comm right now for OpTic. 114 plays 168. G2 still spawning close, and these constant reinforcements are just continuing to keep OpTic at arm's reach.
Oh, man.
He's up to 38 and 26. Kremp still holding the front doors, and that's just another P4 for OpTic where they never really get a chance to even consider re-switching out the spawns.
Yeah, you're just losing every single rotation to the money hills. Now you're down by 70, and Envoy's about to breaking the record here. Because he is just going off with this MPC. Everyone providing their 25% when it's time to be needed, but G2 on firm control of this game.
Can OpTic make up this deficit here at P1? So far, they're looking pretty solid in the first 30. Sky's held over towards tunnel. G2 still spawning over towards the P4 side of the map. They cannot find the space to work over through statue. And it feels like OpTic are starting to turn up a little bit, covering their bases. But have they read the spawn flip? Now they will, because Hook spawns all the way out. So Mercules will turn. They're actually doing the same on the bottom side at statue, but Skies beats him there. And all of a sudden, OpTic are under some pressure to reflip the spawns with only 10 seconds left in this hard point.
Yeah, the nuke has completely disregarded Shotzzy at all. They're just going to try to hit the long route, and it works out for the initial fight. But Nasty, it's now your job to take care of the nuke. He's not going to make it easy, but you still secure the one-on-one. So now you technically have the backspin to be surrounded, and the break is good for G2.
Okay, OpTic need to develop routes here. You cannot just hit this from the front. Kremp will fall through statue. But once again, OpTic are just playing through the front doors. Very odd. Envoy's got a natural pitch set up right now. He's not even needed. Shotzzy will drop. The rest of OpTic finally starting to make their way over towards mid. But Skies has got the cross covered. You've also got Kremp playing a bit more passive in the backside of the hard point, but Nasty's in trouble. He finds the first. Not able to get the full regen, but Envoy's right there to help him out. And 23 seconds left in the hard point here. And OpTic are still struggling to even see the hill.
Oh yeah, OpTic are just shooting themselves in the foot, man. A flawless P1, you're thinking you have an opportunity to trade it to the P2, but just not doing the simple things correctly and giving G2 the opportunity to spawn on the opposite side of the map. They make the most of it. Only need 20 seconds to force this game number 5. OpTic now banking on a perfect rotation setup.
So far, so good. Shotzzy trying to play for the exits, but he gets stunned up. And that's going to be a couple of nice kills here for G2, who now have tunnel control. Mercules trying to work on it, but gets surprised by the quick nature of the hit from G2 from the front. Dashy responds to one, but Kremp continues to stay healthy over towards the front side at tunnel. Shotzzy making a mess of it. Is there an opportunity here for OpTic to continue to push G2 out? Currently, Nasty still contesting. Hellstorm still in the back pocket for him as well as the double hit comes through, and OpTic will have some time, but they have to play perfect cut. And there's only 9 seconds between G2 and the win, and this long router on the back very well may secure it. G2 looking good. Last opportunity for OpTic has to be by Shotzzy, and he's been red. And I don't even think he's going to get here in time. Not going to happen. It's an absolute pop-off map from Envoy, and G2 send us to 5. Yeah, man. So here we go. Asiata, let's get it going.
And this is their identity. Nameless said, if you want to be one of the top teams for a potential battle of top 4, Search and Destroy needs to be your win condition. So G2 off the gates are going to come out and try to set the tone with the aggression through Secret Hall. And Shotzzy just beats him to the punch for the initial 2. OpTic have the early advantage.
Yeah, Shotzzy gets the glory, but Dashy's going to get a lot of the damage. He was the one playing over towards that bottom window and making that read for Shotzzy to follow up on. So quick post plant 4v2. Hook's nade lands onto Nasty outside of the fence's position, and the last player up top. Shotzzy just gonna play around with his food and eventually finish it off. Flawless opening round for OpTic.
That's got to be so annoying if you're Nasty.
That will put a little bit of a pause to G2's efforts over at A. And OpTic, aware of this, will just kind of set themselves up, and at the moment we'll have to be happy with playing retake on A.
Yeah, you've literally watched OpTic play this map versus LA in the grand finals, or in one of their previous series throughout the minor, and you understand what they like to do on defense. Basically give up this A bomb site and retake it from secret hallway. So you play the patient game, And it's going to work out even better than you expected. 1v4 left up to the nuke.
That'll work. Nice route from Envoy, gets him forward over towards 10. And from there, OpTic cannot put themselves in a position to even consider contesting this bomb. Hook just trying to get something going, not going to happen. So back-to-back flawless offenses here to get us tied at 1. He will say, come on over, A's open.
He's able to just weasel his way to staying alive in a very good spot now. Because Nasty obviously gets the comm there from Krep that Shotzi's working the pitch, but now you spot out Shotzi, and we need to get proactive. You chopped OpTic over towards fence line, and you have them surrounded. It's going to be difficult to get this bomb planted.
Yeah, I mean, G2 gave themselves an opportunity here with Nasty getting the read onto Shotzi. Kremp finds one. Envoy still trying to play up top. It's a double play, though, onto this connector bottom. Kremp showing some force. Envoy clears. Where are OpTic? Well, there's one. Envoy able to take care of Mercules from a 3v4 to a 3v1. How about this from G2? It's just down to Hook. 25 seconds. Envoy off the mantle. Hook able to find the first. Down low, he saw Kremp, but he can't find Nasty in time. From a 3v4 to a 3v1 in a round.
A little bit overzealous in that situation. Because once that first kill goes down, it seems like G2 have a read of what OpTic likes to do. They are reading them like a book when they try to make these mid-round adjustments.
I mean, it's just an interesting call. I mean, Nasty staying alive in the face of Shotzi's route is everything for G2, but once OpTic get the read that Nasty's pushed off, you've got a 3v2 on, at worst on the site, and it just felt like they were waiting for a second kill before they committed for a plant. So 2-1 regardless. G2, that mid-round adaptation that we talked very strongly about in Gridlock is coming to play here on Hacienda. And now they've got some pressure on the B side. Nades from OpTic, delaying the potential plant, but watch for Kremp.
He's going to make the big-time play. He finds the first one onto Mercules. Now it's going to draw the rest of OpTic.
It's too easy.
Trying to take care of him, but he has now all the info. The last couple of players going to be mid-cut. Krempinator is able to locate 3 on the round.
Instead of taking your 2v1, it's not often I feel like we see OpTic make calls like that. But
well, that was the right call, though. Like, to go through mid doors because you have no information of where Kremp is. He was just office, but he could not be there anymore. At least you could still get the jump on them through mid doors, but they're still being proactive in the round, coming back to the play. Gives his team the best chance, but into this one, first blood goes in favor of Mercules, and OpTic had full B side control.
Yeah, this is get the bomb down, and that will happen. Envoy and Sky's playing from the front. Mercules will have to try to get the timing onto Kremp, and Kremp will not see him. So now it's just down to defending this post plant from this defensive retake from the front. Stun from Mercules confirms that players are here. Then you'll push up, try to deal with it. Sky's still alive and kicking. Dashie falls down to the 1v1. Hold on a second. It's just Mercules, and I believe Skies has just seen him. The shots come through. Skies health advantage. What a shot from Skies! And another dropped round from OpTic that looked like it was going to be. They're back to the attack. And it's going to be a 3-man hit for G2 up top through Spiral. Dashie the only defender to even consider playing through the windows, and I don't even know if he bothered to take a look.
Look at how they play this, though. It's like LAT put it on the tape. How do you shut down OpTic? Just gather early information onto Shotzi and then make your play call after that, because now he's just trying to stay alive, and he does just that. The fact that he's able to walk away with 2 is unbelievable. Now it's
seen this in a while. Who sees who first? Ah, it's awkward. Both floating around. Shotzi's able to find the pistol shots first. It's an early 4v3 for OpTic.
It's crazy how many rounds in Search and Destroy between these two teams. Kremp v Shotzi is in a gunfight. They're having very similar play styles and so far have been the deciding factor for both teams. But in an early numbers advantage, OpTic are just going to slow this one down. No need to rush this. We've put ourselves in a better position last go around, but you peek your head a little too long. Skies makes you pay 3v3.
Oh! What a set of pistol shots from Skies! The follow-up, not able to confirm the kill. Hook's gonna drop. Mercules the last one left. And he's been seen. Time becoming an issue here. And the whole clear is actually lucky to be alive. And now the secondary nades come through for G2, and you can wrap it back because Kremp is giving you space through 10, but Dashie's there to cover, and it's another 4v3 for OpTic.
Oh, and that is everything that you want if you are OpTic. That biggest playmaker, is already taken down. Now we have the numbers and we know exactly where they're going to be sitting. Yeah, ISO the first kill. Dashy snipes guys across the map, gets his get back. But now it's Envoy in a 1v4.
And he's getting overwhelmed, surrounded, and will be dealt with. So,
info that they're pressuring top open.
But the stun doesn't come through on the backside corner, so Sky's able to find Shotzzy down low at Fountain. First blood for G2. Dashy has to commit to playing with the recon, and that will be enough for them to decide that they're going to give a go at A. I mean, you saw the numbers through open hall, so yeah, you're going to commit for the plant with the trophy system to keep Hook safe, and we'll get a 3v4 post plant.
This is where usually OpTic send a player on a route and rely on the 2 players who sit on the bomb side just to stall out time. And it's going to fall into the hands of Mercules. Already 15 seconds down. G2 are taking their sweet time. You know, OpTic are going to try to work on some of these different angles, but Mercules keeps him alive.
Yeah, Mercules. Wait a second.
No.
He doesn't finish the kill on a Kremp. Kremp's still alive somehow. Eventually dealt with by Hook. That's good information coming through. Envoy able to follow up on that. Now the last 1v1 over towards Mercules. He's able to get the gunfight win, but he's got to find a way to stop the defuse. It's already past halfway. He's able to get the regen. Sliding on over. Finds Envoy. Does he get through? Nasty. Not the case, but he kills. Over towards Secret Stairs. Hook is the only one really here defensively for OpTic. No nades have been tossed down this hallway as of yet. And that's enough for G2 to get, hey, we've got the hallway. We've got everything we can want. Let's play the plant.
Yeah, no need to do anything else but get this bomb down. Because now OpTic have to make the big time play. Already take top secret and are trying to pressure, but all you have to do is stall out time for Nasty.
Yes, you do, but Merc shots, able to find the first 2. Kremp trying to force at least one trade. He's able to get there and get away. Now Nasty's turn. He has to find something, but the flank is already in the way as Hook finds the kill. Back over to the top, dish down to Kremp. 1v3 for him, potentially. Merc already out for the defuse. Smoke in the way. Kremp comes through, finds the kill cleanly, slips away to the 1v1 with Shotzzy. Shotzi's trying to chase, but Kremp gets away, and he confirms the info. Kremp has the ability to win the game off the clock. Just wait till it's down below 7, and that's gonna do it. Kremp's even gonna finish it off with a little slash, a little sign of the pen as G2
on the upset victory. Only the 6th loss for OpTic when it comes to best of 5s, and today you hand them one with the 2 S&Ds. Talk to me about this victory. How do you win today against OpTic?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. Obviously, winning both the S&Ds is super huge for us. I think that's what's gonna, carry us through the rest of the season. And I just feel like this week we made a lot of big strides in practice, and the more reps we get, the better we are. So just keep moving forward.
Dylan, as you know, I love your family. I get to see them every single event. And I saw Dad Envoy was talking about doing a signing. He was so excited to meet all the Parisian fans. A day later, you get traded over to G2. This has had to have been a tumultuous few weeks here. What has it been like in your shoes, and what are your thoughts going into Major 4?
I mean, I guess it was an unfortunate situation when it happened with the last team, but I switch around all the time, it feels like, so I'm always trying to make the most of the opportunity, and I feel like I can adapt in any way possible. So I'm just trying to play my game and put together something great to end the season.
I like it.
Envoy, congrats on the win. You had a takeover map in that game 4 that was sick to watch. I wanted to ask, with so little time left and such a big change to the team, how do you guys catch up to the rest of the league? Because it looks like you guys are on point in S&D. And for speaking with your coach, playing a 3rd set, obviously that'll help a bit, but what else are you doing?
Just, kind of like back to the basics at the beginning of the game, just having a lot of talks about how we want to play HP, what we want to do in certain scenarios, and just trying to, mesh as quick as possible. Like, obviously, it's the end of the game, like you said, everyone knows how to play. It's just getting on that same page. The teams at the end of the year, they just are on a page that's different than the rest. Yeah. And as long as we get on the same page on more things than not, we're going to make a deep run.
I want to touch a little bit on what you said, bringing up practice and bringing up that you are kind of used to having to go to all these different teams. I want to hear how practice has been for you guys. Like, is this something that you kind of saw coming going up against OpTic Texas? Because this isn't like a win to sneeze at, And also, I want to know from your perspective in scrims, being on this newer team, what you're kind of learning from the people sat next to you. Like, what are you taking away from this new roster?
Yeah, I mean, our scrims so far have been pretty, I'd say highs and lows. I think HP still needs a lot of work. Colossus, Kremplossus, it's a one that I think will be good at for a while, but it's the different thing in our team is we're just probably a little slower than my last one, and I think it keeps the game a lot more controlled. And for me, it makes it a lot less chaotic. And maybe I am running around a lot, but it feels a lot calmer. So that's really nice to be in a sub.
Cool.
Seems to be a great fit so far. Best of luck moving forward.
Wait, before you go, are you running a different attachment on your NPC? You were melting.
Nah, man. Oh, you see the assist, Ant, though? You see the assist from all of us? 20 plus. That's teamwork right there.
That's that team shot. That's that team shot out of G2. Well done, Envoy. We'll catch you later.
Thank you, guys.
That is Envoy. That's our first Monster Winner Spotlight of the day. We got 2 left, and the next one will feature either Faze or Paris.